Okay, so now it's time to do my makeup, and I always start by using some moisturizer. This is just a clean bare face, and believe it or not, I just use regular soap in the bar soap in the shower. I don't use any kind of special cleansers. So I'm just putting this moisturizer all over my face. Feels good. This is just a oil-free Neutrogena type moisturizer. I get this, of course, in the drugstore, but I have some really expensive moisturizers that cost hundreds of dollars, and I just find myself going back to this, and it works great, feels good, smells good. Why not? It's inexpensive. Okay, so I'm going to start by using this Infallible Pro Matte L'Oreal base makeup, and I think there are all different kinds of great makeups out there, and I think they're doing a really good job now of giving you options. And this one, you're going to see it's going to look a little bit darker on my skin because I've started to use these natural beige colors. And even though I'm really fair, I think the yellow covers up some of the dark spots or, things that I might want to cover up. So as you can see, I've got some freckles and things like that going on that I'm trying to cover. So I'm just going to dab this all over, and then I'm going to use a beauty blender. Now, interestingly, a makeup like this does not have an SPF, I don't believe. And the reason I think this photographs well is that it doesn't have the SPF, and the reason, it makes sense that if it has SPF, it's going to reflect light. So if I use a base makeup, a foundation with reflection in it, it's going to reflect camera lights as well, and it tends to make me look really white in pictures. So I now use foundations like this one that it doesn't have all that SPF in it. So this is for nighttime use and for when you definitely are going to have some pictures taken and you want to look good on all your social media channels. All right, so that's the foundation. I think the color looks pretty good. All right, so then I'm going to use this concealer. This is L'Oreal, and it's a Visible Lift Blur. And this is for highlighting, or concealing, I should say, around my eyes. And I'm trying to look for the color. This is 302 Light Clair. So I'm putting this down here. And, I've learned all this how to do on other YouTube videos, and most of those girls are a lot younger than I am, but these techniques work terrific for somebody my age, and I like the way I've been able to update my makeup. I get compliments on it all the time. All right, so I'm just patting on, and I think I never really understood how concealers work, and you're just really supposed to blot them in place. You don't want to spread them around like you did the foundation, really, because you want this to stay in this one particular spot, and to really conceal, you want that layer. You don't want to thin it out too much. And the beauty blenders are terrific. They just really come in and do the job and blend it right into your skin. You can't even see it. I think it's done a really good job. Okay. So once I do that, then I'm going to put on some powder. I just like these little pressed powders, and I can use these in my purse as well. So I can always make sure, because I don't have a whole lot of problem with oil, but I don't like that shiny look. So I'm going to put this all around where I put the concealer. You don't want too much makeup, obviously. The idea is to sort of get rid of your most noticeable flaws and bring out your good features, which is your nice clear skin. So I think my foundation's looking pretty good. So then I'm going to use, I like to use my Naked Urban Decay Naked Flushed palette here for bronzing and for blush. And I just use this. I bought this literally at Target. It's an e.l.f. powder brush, and I really like it. It's got that edge to it. So I just take my my palette here, and I'm using this color, and it's this bronzer. It's also a highlighter and a blush in here, so I'm just using the brown color. And so this Urban Decay, you know, they have different versions of this bronzer and highlighter or blush palette. So this one's called Naked Flush Native. All right, so I've got this brown here on the edge, and then I'm going to make sure I just sort of draw this line around my cheekbone, because that's what I'm going for. I'm really trying to highlight that cheekbone. You can already see the difference. See how it's like really bringing out those cheekbones. That's nice. All right, so then I either will use this one to put on some of this pink, or I've got other blush brushes, of course, but right now I think I'm just gonna use this. Yeah, pick up my other blush brush here and get a little more color. Bring out those cheeks. There you go. Now, I've recently started to use, here it is, this Hoola from Benefit, and this is contouring, and I really love it. It's got this little nice color, and so this is when you make those cheeks. That's where I'm going to put this. And these products are worth the extra expense, I think, because they really blend well. So for an older woman like myself, I'm going to put the color under my chin, because you get that jowly look as you get older, and you really want to highlight your chin there, or, you know, darken that part so it looks like shadow and really defines your chin, and bring it down a little bit on your neck. And then I like to frame my face up with it a little bit in these hollows and the top here. And just sometimes I think my forehead looks really big in pictures, and I don't really have a big forehead, but something about the contouring helps with that as well. So I just sort of do that. I think that's looking good. All right, so we're done with that aspect, and now I'm going to go back and do my eyes. So I don't use a lot of products, but I think it's important to shape your eyebrows, because you're framing your eyes, and that's one of the most important parts. You really want someone to focus on your eyes. So I'm going to look here. I'm just using one of these little eyebrow pencils that you get at the drugstore. And I mean, you know, I've used the expensive eyebrow powders and all these different techniques, but I just find this to be the best. And what I'm doing here is I'm just filling in so the sparseness of my eyebrows is mitigated, and I'm just making them look more full and defined. I like to have that little arch going right there. I think that's a nice little feature. And sometimes I'll draw this part out, the part that's closer to my nose, and make it a little more square. Just, you know, however I'm feeling. So, and I try to obviously make them match on either side. I know a lot of makeup bloggers are really into, a lot of beauty bloggers are into these big dark eyebrows, and I'm not so much. I mean, I have blonde hair, and I don't want, you know, that to look so different. So but I don't want my eyebrows to be too light, because they are an important feature on your face. I just sort of pinch them sometimes to make them look more defined. It's amazing how you can really change the shape of your eyebrow just using a little product like this, and I could make that arch look, you know, sort of move it around on your eyebrow if you want to do that as well. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm going to use this brush again, maybe just to even it up a bit and really smooth out that. All right, so next I'm going to put some eyeshadow on. I'm going to use my Naked 2 palette. This is just the Basics palette, and it has all the colors I really like, and I've been using this a lot, and I really like these colors. I think they're terrific, because what I'm trying to do with my makeup is sort of define my eyes more and bring them out, but I'm not, I don't want to look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup, and when you use these neutral tones, I think it has that effect. So I'm just using this Sephora eye makeup brush, and I'm putting it on this fourth color here. And I'm going to, what is that color? I guess I'll have to look that up and tell you what all these colors are. But it doesn't have to be any particular one, but this is what I've been doing lately. And so I'm just putting it on this eyebrow bone, and since I have older eyes, I have, the skin's kind of falling down a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is raise where the crease would be naturally, and just draw your eye up. And it really is amazing the difference that it makes in the overall look of your eye. So I also noticed when I was learning how to do this in the last couple of years is I'm pressing it in. I'm not brushing, I'm pressing it in, and that way I'm getting a lot of pigment, and I'm really able to control where it's going. And you're going to be blending all this anyway, so it doesn't have to be so precise. But that's what I'm doing there. I'm sort of following just that natural socket line. And then I'm going to blow off some of the excess, and I could have done this first, but I'm going to put on highlighter on the brow bone. But look, I can switch back and forth to those colors. You can't even tell. I mean, they're so pigmented. It's great. And I'm going to put some of this light color on the mobile part of my lid. Because what I'm really doing is I'm trying to show contrast between parts of my eyes so that it minimizes that hooded, heavier aspect of my lid. So I put those two colors on. Now I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. This is the Tapered Blending E35 brush from Sigma. And I'm really just going to do that windshield wiper back and forth effect and blend it. So I might go back in, and this is something you'll really notice is, you just go back in and put more color and blend, and that's what it's all about, really. It's just about trying different looks and blends and colors, and just reapplying and reshading and blending, and it works really well. And every time you do it, you can get kind of a different look. It's really artistic, however you're feeling that day, whatever look you're going for. So I'm just blending out. I think we're looking good. Now I am going to apply some liquid eyeliner. Now, I really like the liquid eyeliners. I think they really, really help frame out your eyes and really make the color pop. Because I just have some really neutral eyeshadow on now. So I'm looking, and I feel like I need to blend a bit more up here. So I really don't want any lines. I just want it to look really natural with the bones highlighted under my eyebrows and the mobile lid. Just that light color. There we go. Alright, so next I'm going to put on my liquid eyeliner. And I am using this NYX liquid eyeliner in this really bright blue color. I really like it. I think it's fun. It's matching the shirt that I'm going to wear, and it brings out the blue in my eyes. I like it. I think it's fun. So, you know, when I first started learning how to do eyeliner, I like to do the cat eye and then just on the top lid. And you know, I noticed I was pointing it down a lot, and I looked like a panda bear or something. So now I make sure that I angle it up according to my lower eye, the shape of my lower lid there, and that's what I'm going for. And I'll just put a flick right there. I'm gonna put another flick here. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, you can like shape it a little bit from there, but you know, I'm really doing this to highlight my eyes, and as an older woman, I've got looser skin probably than a lot of the girls that are on YouTube doing it, so I have to sort of make up for that. You don't want to have it go everywhere, but even if it does get a little messy, it's not a problem because you can just use concealer and fix your mistakes. Makeup is generally really forgiving, so it's kind of nice. I really like this NYX. It's very inexpensive. So everyone does theirs differently. This is pretty much how I do mine. And then I'm just drawing the color on the lid, and I usually do it about 3/4 of the way across. And then I connect, flick with that. So I bring this blue color out as far as the iris of my eye. That's really what I'm going for, because that's really what I'm trying to draw attention to anyway. And you can make it as thin or as thick as you like. You can go back over it, make it a little straighter. And this is very pigmented, so you don't need to layer it, but if you do, it's not a problem. And I'm really just trying to even them up now. I've got the color where I want it. I think that looks fairly even. I think it's really making my eyes look nice. So I think it's looking pretty good. I think it really does give your eyes some lift. For older women, that's what we really need. We need our eyes to look more lifted on our face. So that's what I have achieved there. So for the final part of the eye, I'm going to use some mascara, and this is Covergirl Full Lash Bloom. And I'm going to apply it to the upper and lower lid. you can put more eyeliner on your waterline, you know, whatever you prefer. I like to just put it on my upper lid. I think it's a more modern look. I put, of course, mascara on the top and bottom part of each lash. And I sort of roll it on this top to make sure the product comes out evenly. And I go down to the root here and really make sure I get a lot on the outer parts. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, I'm just doing lots of layers here, and you can go back and do more or less, whatever your preference is. A lot of people use fake eyelashes, but I don't really want to go to all that trouble, and I think it's not the best on your natural lashes. I just don't want to mess with it really, but you could do that on special occasions if you want. So I'm putting the mascara on my top eyelashes. Roll, roll. Making sure I get it down to the root. There we go. So now I'm going to put some on these lower lashes, and I'm really trying to make sure I don't hit my skin beneath my eyelashes here on these lower lashes, because it'll look messy, and I'm just trying to sort of accentuate these lashes, so I'm doing it carefully. So there, I've really completed the look on the eyes, brought out my eyelashes, accentuated the color of my eyes, and really drawn up those hooded eyes so that I'm looking my best. All right, so then there's one more step, and that would be lips. So I'm going to put on lip liner. I'm using this little mirror to see a little bit more accurately. I'm basically following the shape of my lip, maybe not as pointy here. All right, so I'm going to do the bottom. Now, for the final touch, I have been really into these really bright lipsticks. I really like them. This one is called Orchid Ecstasy. It's from Maybelline. I think it's really a fun, vivid color. Really like that. And then this is from Milani. And this one is called Violet Volt, number 34. really, really fun. So I think I'm going to use the Violet Volt. It's got a little bit more, I would say, I don't know, like a little bit brighter, sort of metallic look to it than this other one, but they're fairly similar. So I'm going to use this one. I think these bright colors are really fun, very useful, look great in pictures. And it really brings out the whiteness of your teeth. And I get a lot of compliments on those too. So that is it. I've got my complete look. I need to put on some earrings before I go out, but this is it. I've got my curls, they've kind of settled in. I've got the corkscrews going. I think it's a really young look. It's fun, it's easy. But it doesn't look too overdone. I think, you know, I've done a pretty good job. And you can always go back and fix. Like I'm seeing like a little darkness there. It's not really working for me. So that's what's great about it. I still have some of this, I'll put some of this concealer on my hand again. You can go back and put some more definition on your cheeks. I try to always do same thing on either side. Yeah, like a good concealer, it just really blends right in. Use your beauty blender. Yeah, I like that. I think it's done a pretty good job. I'm gonna go back in, maybe put a little color in there. Even it up. There, I think it's really highlighting my cheekbones and looking good. All right, I hope you liked this video, and I will post some more as soon as I come up with some new topics. If you have any ones you want to hear about, let me know. Thank you. All right, so this is the final look. I think it turned out great. I really like the color. I did the color earlier, and I've curled it. I like the way that these these ringlets are going. I think it looks healthy and shiny. And I like the makeup. I like the blue that coordinates with my blouse. And you can do this any day you want, and I can change it up according to my mood or whatever I'm wearing. So if I'm wearing a purple blouse, I can change the eyeliner to purple. I can also do black, brown, gray, teal, just depending on whatever I feel like that day. So that's nice. I think it's really important to feel your best and look your best. And if you feel good, you'll be happier and people will treat you better because you're treating them better. So it's important to look your best at any age. And I hope this blog will help you do that. That's the goal of my channel, is to help you do everything better at any age, especially now in our culture that, so many young people are on YouTube. It's time for somebody in their 40s and even 50s to be on and really show you that you can be healthy and happy at any age. All right, thanks.